Hi, hello. In this video, we are going to understand about the tool cost of poor quality, right? In the process, we will also clearly understand the difference between internal failure and the external failure. So, what is cost of poor quality? The cost associated with any form of failure, failure of your process, failure of your product, or failure of your service to meet the customer requirement is called, cost of failure. So the cost associated with this form of failure is called cost of failure or cost of poor quality. And if the failure happens and it is detected within the organization, it is called internal failure. If the failure is not detected internally and if it is detected by someone outside of your organization, that is called external failure, right? For example, the rejections that are happening in-house, the productivity loss, the material, the cost associated with the material replacement, the equipment downtime cost, the cost due to higher level of inventory, and all these kind of failures are called internal failures, right? And on the other hand, you also have external failure. For example, the item is delivered late and the customer is making a complaint, right? And he is rejecting the entire lot which you have supplied due to the delay in the delivery. Now this is an external failure because the customer has come to know that you are not able to deliver on time, and then he has rejected your supplies. And the claims made by the customer, the product recall, product recall is after launching the product, defect is detected in your product, and then you recall all the product on your own cost, and then you rectify them, and that is called product recall. And this is an example of external failure. For example, the electric vehicle getting recalled from the market, and similarly there are many automotive companies, they have recalled their vehicle, two-wheelers and four-wheelers, because of certain problems associated with the particular system of vehicle, and the company has to bear the entire expense in replacing a particular part or a system, and that's again a cost of poor quality, categorized as external failure. And because of which there will be brand damage, and you lose customer, and you lose your time. You spend a lot of time in resolving a particular issue, and all these things are cost of poor quality resulting from the external failure. So even big companies like Ford, they had product recall, right? And particularly in 2020 in Detroit, Ford has recalled more than 375,000 Explorer SUV vehicles in the US as well in Canada to fix an issue with the suspension system. And otherwise, and prior to the recall, the cars has caused nearly 13 crashes on the road, and that's why Ford has decided to replace correct and replace the suspension system, which is an example of an external failure. Generally, companies believe that the cost of poor quality is 4 to 5% of the sales. And any company generally account only the visible portion of the failure and the measurable portion of the failure. And these are generally the rejections, warranty, repair, rework, recall, and all these kind of things. But the reality could be, much more than what is visible to them. And if you look at my slide, the iceberg, the only the tip of the iceberg is visible. If you want to understand the complete iceberg, then you have to uncover the water and then see. Now we can easily realize the bigger portion of the iceberg is hidden inside the water. Similarly, the cost of poor quality, what you see 4 to 5% is only the tip of the cost of poor quality. If you actually uncover the problems, and in order to uncover the problem, you have to use tools, right? And you have to do a lot of visual management. You have to equip people with adequate knowledge and skill to realize that many of the problems that are encountered in their workplace. And see here, I have listed some failures, and not many company knows or consider these as a failure. For example, longer setup time. If you take more time to set up a machine, can it be considered a failure? Whenever you consume more than 10 minutes to set up a failure, or set up a machine, and that should be considered, a failure. So always any setup should be completed within 10 minutes. So likewise, there are many metrics I have written here: the overall equipment effectiveness, overproduction, inventory, failure resolving time. If you consider all these things as failure and account them properly, you will be able to realize 20 to 45% of the sales is burnt in the form of cost of poor quality. So if you account of both visible as well as invisible portion, measurable as well as immeasurable portion of the failures, then you will realize enormous opportunity exists to reduce the cost of poor quality. And see here is a curve, showing the relationship between the cost curve and the revenue curve. Your revenue curve is indicated in the green color because companies like revenue, and the cost curve is indicated in the form of red color because generally we wanted to spend less, isn't it? If the cost of poor quality is reduced, what will happen? This curve, suppose if your quality level is here, and at that level, if the cost of poor quality is reduced, what will happen? This curve can be pulled further downward. If you can pull this curve, red color curve, further downwards, the difference between the red color curve and the green color curve is what is called as the profit, because your revenue minus the cost associated is the profit. And if the cost of poor quality is low, what will happen? Your manufacturing cost will also go. At the point at which your profit is getting maximized is called, the acceptable quality level or optimum quality level. So generally companies maintain their quality, at least at the optimum quality level. So optimum quality level is the level where the cost of poor quality is, minimized to the possible extent, and then the product becomes acceptable in the market. But if there is a need, you can go beyond the acceptable or optimum quality level also, but that will happen at the expense of your profit. So there is a cost alignment here. You can spend on assurance, you can spend on prevention, you can spend on appraisal. If you properly spend on prevention, assurance, as well as the appraisal, then what will happen? Your failure cost can come down drastically. This is called cost alignment. And there is also a rule called 1-10-100 rule, which means if you spend 1 rupee in prevention, you will be able to spend 10 rupee in correction and 100 rupee in failure. So spend wisely, right? And you see here there is a illustration showing the relationship between sigma level and the associated cost of poor quality. When your sigma levels are low, see here, the defects are high, and eventually the cost of poor quality is also high. As I improve the sigma level of the process, then the associated cost of poor quality is reduced to less than 1% of the revenue. And that's why the companies are running towards Six Sigma, and then improving the sigma level of their critical processes. With every additional sigma level, the cost of quality can decrease by about 10%. This is based on the statistics, available statistics. So what is that we learned in this lesson? Cost of poor quality is the cost associated with the failure of a process, product, or a service, right? And we call it cost of poor quality. An external failure means if the failure is detected internally within an organization, it's called internal failure. Or if the failure is detected by a customer, then it is called an external failure, right? So detect the failures internally so that you can prevent the external failure, because external failures are dangerous than the internal failure, and then it might cause more loss than internal failure. So the 1-10-100 rule states that 1 rupee spent in prevention can save 10 rupee in correction and 100 rupee in failure. Process with lower sigma level is prone to failures and will attract higher cost of poor quality. So that's why it's important to improve the sigma level of critical processes, and thereby the cost of poor quality can be brought down. So that's it from me. So thank you for watching this lesson, and I'll see you in the next video with some more interesting tools. Thank you.